Hey, how's it going? I'm Chris with PearsonCopy.com, and I'm here to help your brand make more sales with email. As part of my 100 Emails, 100 Days Breakdown Challenge, I'm going to be breaking down another email from the brand Columbia. This is a outdoor and sports brands, and this is one of their promo emails. Here in the U.S., at the time of this recording, we are transitioning into summertime, and Columbia sent out a promo email to use that concept of summer to actually sell some of their hats. So I found this pretty interesting. I thought the subject line was decent. I do buy Columbia, so I enjoy their brand. And so I wanted to go through this and maybe point out some insights you can take back to your brand to use in your emails. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive in. Excuse me. The subject line here, summary hats that fit the bill. So they've got nice play on words there. It was curious enough for me to click on. That play on words got my attention, and I clicked on it to give it a look. I think other options that you could A/B test have to do with summer. You could also, this email is talking about the different types of crowns in a hat. In their hats that they actually offer. So high crown, mid crown, low crown. So they could play on the idea of crowns and kings and queens and things like that, of like be the summer king you know you're supposed to be, or something, or summer queen, or something like that. They have a little bit more fun with the subject lines to stand out in the inbox. But I think this is a decent one, and it definitely got me to click. It was definitely enough to get my attention. So, and then they're from name, from email address. They use their brand name, which is totally fine. Most brands do that when they don't have a person facing the audience or speaking directly to the audience. If it's a brand first or brand facing company, the brand name is fine for the from name. The from email, they're using a subdomain, which I thought was interesting. They do keep it pretty simple to email at, and then their subdomain and domain name, which I think is great. Depending on their subdomain, they could be having some deliverability issues, or they're just trying to keep their Columbia.com domain name clean, or just not use it for emails, which is totally fine too from a technical standpoint. But getting this email down to a more simpler version is definitely going to help when people do reply, or if they want to remember your email address to reply and send something in to get a response from your brand. So keep that in mind when you're working on your from email. Next section here, find your perfect cap, shop now, and the view online link. So they do put a shop now link at the top here. I'm not entirely sure how effective this is going to be. Summary hats that fit the bill, Columbia Sportswear, and there's nothing between that and the shop now link. There are plenty of other links, and these images and things are linked as well in the email. So putting this here, I'd be curious to see what kind of clicks they're getting on this, if any at all. People don't even know what this email is about yet. They just know it's from Columbia and that they're going to go look. So shop now. If somebody scrolls back up and they're like, I need a link to go, buy. They already have a menu here. They have their CTAs down here for the specific hats. And so I'm not really sure what this link is actually doing. So maybe test to remove or keep it. The view online link, this is like a view in your browser view online link. So if your email provider either blocks images, distorts them, or removes them for whatever reason, the reader may not be able to see the images if you're using a design first approach. So using a view online or a view in browser link at the top of the email definitely helps, because then people can see your whole email and get the design and layout that you've worked so hard and paid probably a ton of money for them to see and actually experience. So that view online link at the top definitely helps for those who are having issues seeing images. As we move into the email, we have the brand logo, brand name, and the top menu here before the branded image. I think that this, I would test against this, is remove this menu altogether and just test the idea of selling hats. If you have people that have viewed the product category for hats, it looks like men's hats in particular. I guess women could wear this too. But hats in particular, men, women, kids, footwear sale, those are just general categories. If you're selling the hats and the high crown, low crown, etc., I would just remove this menu and focus specifically on the products that are hats, and just remove the chance of them clicking away to something else. If they've segmented their list, which I imagine they have, is they sent these emails out to people who have viewed the hats as a category, or people who have placed an order recently that are placing an order in summer items. So this could be an upsell email that you could actually send and say, if somebody bought some new shorts or shoes or a shirt or something for the summer, and it's summer related, then you could send them an email following and say, hey, now that you got this shirt or these shorts, you should get a hat as well. It's a summer hat that fits the bill, right? Those are different ways you can sell hats as upsells or direct products or etc. So I would test removing this menu. You could leave the logo and the brand here at the top. I don't think it's too big or intrusive to keep people from scrolling into the content or into the email. I think it's a great size. Then we have just a general branded image with a person wearing this hat, the Columbia hat, which I'm a big fan of. I do wear Columbia and I do buy from them. So, and then we get into the content or the copy of the email. Top it off, play on words there for a hat being on top of your head. That's a pretty straightforward one. With 3 crown heights and endless styles to choose from, your new favorite hat awaits. So the summer top it off is also would relate to the idea of a summer concept of like topping off a beer or topping off a drink, or iced tea or something. It's also related to a hat, so that's a pretty fun way, pretty creative or clever way to do this. I'm not sure how much top it off is actually gonna move the needle in getting people to actually buy a hat. So it is clever, it is creative, but what's this actually doing to get somebody to buy something? I would say not so much. It's just a clever headline. So that's something I'd maybe work on here is like top it off to stay cool, or top it off and keep cool. Something right there to add a promise or a benefit to that is going to do more for you than if you just say top it off and stay clever, right? Getting clear and specific is going to make you more sales than being clever with your copy. Here with this paragraph or this line that I just read here, it basically just outlines what you're about to look at. So the different heights and endless styles to choose from, and these are the features of the new hats that you could potentially buy. Again, with this copy here, somebody buying a new hat for whatever reason, trying to speak to why you would buy a new hat or what buying a new hat right now means. They're trying to play into the summer idea that we're transitioning into the summer in North America here. So trying to plan that idea of like a hat is a perfect time. A hat is a perfect product or perfect item to get so you can go enjoy the summer. This hat floats. It's machine washable. Different reasons why it actually matters that they buy it now. Whatever their reason why is for buying a hat, tap into that with this copy here, so that when they actually look at the low crown or the mid crown or the high crown, and they start looking at these hats, they can actually imagine themselves using it because of that reason why. People buy hats for various reasons. So if you can find the most popular three and just mention those in this copy here, it's going to prime and preface. It's basically going to prime the customer to think of why buying a low crown would matter to them, or a mid crown or a high crown. It's going to give them that ability to imagine themselves using the product or actually having it in those situations or for those reasons why. And then we move in here with that. We have the shop ball caps and shop all hats. Ball caps and all hats. So ball caps being like baseball caps, all hats being any kind of hat. So again, there's a CTA here with not a lot of context. So it's really just your new favorite hat awaits, shop these types. I'd imagine it looks like these links are tracked. So if somebody clicks on these, you're going to be tagged or something, and you could probably do some upsells or follow up based on what you clicked on and what you didn't buy. So that's something here though too, is like a CTA at this point. You haven't really offered anything yet. You basically said, hey, this is a summary hats that fit the bill. So it's about hats. Cool. Here's a picture of a hat. Top it off. Clever tagline. Your new hat awaits. There's not really an offer here. It's really just suggestion, right? It's just like saying, hey, a hat's probably a good idea. You should click on this and go buy it. There's not really an offer made here. So putting CTAs here, I don't know what their click rate is, but that's something I would test, is maybe removing these and updating this headline and going right into the low crown, mid crown, high crown, and why that matters to the customer, and then do the CTAs later. So, and that definitely ties into also with this menu at the top. Removing it is if somebody clicked on this because they're interested in hats, then why am I sending them to a kids thing or a footwear thing or a sale or a men? Yes, those hats could fit in those categories, but like clicking on this goes to the women's section, which shows all women's clothing, all women's gear, all women's accessories. So it's like, okay, why am I getting them close to buying a hat and then pulling them back out of that and saying, no, go shop everything else, not the hats? Why am I making them search for the hat on the website with this link click, as opposed to just linking them directly to the hats or directly to the one that they clicked in the email? So again, getting more specific, going really, really, really focused on the hat idea and concept with summer. I'd say these CTAs, I would probably remove them and just dive into, update this copy here and dive right into these low crown, mid crown, high crown, and just talk about the features and benefits of these hats. Next, we've got the, like I mentioned here in a second ago, low crown, we've got mid crown, and we've got high crown. So they're talking about the high crowns, or the types of crowns, and the idea of the top it off. So I'd even, with that crown, the crown metaphor or simile of like, enjoy summer like a queen, or enjoy summer like a king, or whatever that is, or royalty wears a crown, or something to that effect. And you could play on that and go with royalty, kings, queens, stuff like that. And you could use that in this copy, which would frame up what these hats and actually give the hats a little more value, a little more perceived value in that sense. Is like, if you deem yourself a king or a queen, etc., you should be wearing one of these hats. That may be a little off brand for what Columbia is doing. So maybe if we go into more of the outdoor and sports metaphors and similes here, it'll fit better. But the idea of the queen summer or something, or the king summer or something like that, that definitely fits. That could fit the personality and the mentality of people who buy these types of products, that crossover and that overlap there. So, but yeah, going into these types of crowns here, what I mentioned, what I noted here is it's a feature benefit combo. with each of these. So you have the type, you have the feature benefit combo, and then something here that this line is missing, I think, that you could add to maybe get some more click-throughs or etc., or just like sell the hat more is, okay, what is a low crown? An unstructured, relaxed fitting cap that's flexible, lightweight, and low profile. Okay, cool. That infers or implies that it's easy to wear, it's lightweight, it's low profile, so it's not really going to affect my day-to-day activities. Say that, like, specific about why low crown is a good thing for somebody, and attract the type of people that are going to wear low crown. So an unstructured, relaxed fitting cap that's flexible, lightweight, and low profile. This is perfect for your beach days, your day hike to the woods, or an overnight trip into the wilderness to get your wilderness on or something, or to like ground yourself. Using that to dimensionalize the product helps people imagine using it. So that's something I would say for all these descriptions, is adding that dimensionalization in for each of these crowns could help a ton. And here's a low crown. It looks like a snapback low crown. Yep. So they have a product here which links. There's no CTA anywhere here except for the image. You can click on the image, but I would potentially say, look. Oh, whoops. Let's close that. I potentially put a CTA right here below it, or below the image. Say, hey, do you like Columbia mesh snapback? I'd make this a button. My PDF may have just not copied that over, but I would make this a button, and like say buy now. So they're trying to sell hats. Let's ask people to buy hats, right? Same thing here. Feature benefit statement, but there's no like dimensionalization. Like a softer top, what does that mean? A mid-height profile, what does that mean for the customer? A casual fitting cap, what does that mean for the customer? Dimensionalize this stuff so people can see themselves wearing it and imagine it actually using it in their lives. And then next, you have the high crown, which again, feature benefit, dimensionalize this. And when you dimensionalize it, it just gives your customer something tangible to think about and hold on to, so they can actually justify buying it. So you can feel the emotion of like, oh yeah, I could use that, and then justify it later by saying, yep, I bought this because X, Y, and Z. And that dimensionalization is that justification later after they buy it. And then it looks like Columbia here uses one more hat here. It's a mesh ball cap, but it doesn't say what kind of crown it is. So a mesh ball cap, I'd assume, is a mid crown. Snapback low crown. So that mesh is a low crown. This is a Trek fabric. Oh no, I'm incorrect. I'm sorry. The high crown is this hat. So they do it before. Yeah, so it's before. So mid crown there, and then the high crown is this hat here, this ball cap. So that's what that means. So again, those are some of the insights there. Shop all hats. So this shop all hats button, I don't think necessarily is needed. I would test that, because if you turn these into buttons for each of these specific hats, you'll probably get people clicking through. And if they don't want to click through, then you can say shop all hats. But something that's missing if you do shop all hats is I would put a separator divider here and show like 6 other hats that are of these types, that are high crown, mid crown, low crown, or even different types of hats that don't fit like the ball cap type or the mesh type, and put them down here with shop all hats. So people have different options to click on image wise, instead of just putting in shop all hats right here and just hoping that somebody understands that going here is going to show them different hats of these different types. Giving people context visually helps, but also too with your text, just copy. You can say, hey, shop all hats, but like giving them something to click on more specific, like being more specific with the type of hat they're clicking on to go shop, is going to get you more clicks and potentially more sales. So, and then the final pieces here of the email, we have the made for outside, which is the promise, Columbia's promise with their products. You have your features of buying from Columbia, your gift cards, your Gator rewards, and you can find a store pretty much anywhere, or at least a retailer that sells their stuff. Brand logo, brand name, support and customer service menu, so unsubscribe contact information, which is great. Your social icons, and then your standard foot information. So the two big insights here that I would take away is, one, I would play with this copy here of Top It Off, and what's this with 3 crown heights and endless styles to choose from, your new favorite has it weights. I'd play this copy a little bit. I would maybe update it to add a benefit into this Top It Off to stay cool, or Top It Off to stay out of the heat or something, Top It Off, etc. Add a benefit or promise to this statement or this headline, and then update this copy to basically pre-frame or prime the customer for thinking that getting a new hat for summer is the perfect idea, as opposed to your new favorite hat awaits. Or find out what find out the biggest reason why people buy new hats and tie that into the summer idea or summer concept. I'd update copy. That's the first insight. Second insight is this feature benefit statement for each of these types of crowns and hats. I would add a dimensionalization onto it so people can imagine them actually using the products in their lives. Those are the 2 big insights. I hope that helps find you more sales through email for your brand. If you do use some of these insights, please let me know. I'd enjoy talking to you to see how those actually perform for you and what kind of results you got. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and go check out my other videos on YouTube. So like I said, I'm doing 100 emails, 100 days as a email breakdown challenge. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a good one.